Thank you all for coming out. I think we all know why we're here. We're all here because we're worried about the crime that's happening in our neighborhood, and we're all trying to find ways to feel safe in our own neighborhood. And the best way to start is through our neighbors, through coming up with ways to keep each other safe, help each other, take our contact information, come up with some block assignments where we can work to have a block captain on various blocks within our neighborhood. And with those block captains, the people around the streets, we can call the block captain, kind of like a telephone tree, you know, where we can all keep track of each other. It's a good thing to learn, you know, where our neighbors live, which is why I had us introduce each other with our addresses, find out where our neighbors live, find out, you know, what cars they drive, because you never know if you see a car pulling into a person's driveway, what if it's not their car? So we need to be more aware of what's going on in our neighborhood, more aware of who belongs there and who doesn't. And living on our neighborhood, we know who belongs there and who doesn't. And we're the first response when a crime happens in our neighborhood. We're there before the police officers, and we have a chance to stop crime from happening. I'd like to turn this over now to our police officer there, and then to police officer Chris.
You know, meetings like this I think are imperative to the community. With community policing, us getting out there, the police, as much as we'd like to be everywhere at all times, it's really you folks in the community that see everything a lot of the times before we do. So it's imperative that we have the community and the neighborhood step up, as we're seeing here, and taking a proactive approach. You know, if you see crime going on, contact the police department, contact, you know, CRT, call 911 in emergencies. That's the first step in letting these people know that we want to take our streets back. We're not going to tolerate the crime that they have going out there, and we're not going to let them take our streets away from us.
And to reiterate what Dave says, yeah, it's all about the community getting together and taking those proactive steps when they see something that's not out of the ordinary and contacting us, along with the student population. You know, they see a lot of things too, and they don't report it to us. If it's not reported to us, then there's not a lot we can do at that point. And with the school in Milton, if you guys have any issues with the students or have any positive things with the students, by all means get a hold of us and we'll reiterate those or try to solve those issues.
And as City Councilwoman, if anyone needs me, I don't care what time it is, you're welcome to give me a call. If you're having trouble with students, if you don't feel safe, call the police first. But if you are just having trouble with loud students, I would be there. I think the best thing we can do is show some kindness when we see new students moving in. Go over, walk across the street, get their contact information, give them your contact information, bake them some cookies. They're still kids, you know, they want to eat, they like the food. You know, just there's different ways that we can be kind to our new neighbors, and a little bit of kindness does go a long way. They're not trying to disrespect us with the students most of the time. They're just out walking around being kids. One thing I would like to do is have us all, I have 2 notebooks, get some contact information, write it down, and that, with your email address, and if everyone's okay, we can all form a chain with that. And this is just the first step in what we can do. I don't know if anyone else has any questions. You are definitely free to have questions. This is all new for us. We're trying to figure out.
So, speaking of keeping the neighborhood clean and removing litter and so on, I think educating our young children and grandchildren will pay long term. When we first moved to Binghamton 30 years ago, Rec Park had a policy for the carousel. Any kid who was going to ride the carousel had to pay by picking up a piece of trash and depositing it there. And it was an educational thing.
Yes, that was
it cleaned up somewhat, but most important, it educated. All my children learned you don't litter and you pick up if you see some litter on the floor. Restoring those simple ideas. That idea went away after Mayor Juanita Grab moved from here. Restoring those ideas will help.
And well, next week I will be continuing this with after-school programs. One of the programs that I am addressing that I will take to the high school is I write service learning hours for college students, and I could write them for the Binghamton High School students. They all need 12 hours of volunteer credits. Let's get those high schoolers out picking up the streets. There's no reason why they can't do that during their lunchtime. Like I say, it's this. I don't expect that this is one meeting. We're going to have many meetings, and we're going to have to grow. But it starts here, and it starts tonight. We take a stand right now, and we say this is our neighborhood. We want our neighborhood to be how we want it, and we are taking it back. I am right here, right now, a city councilwoman saying I take possession of my neighborhood. I want to stop as much crime as I can. I want to keep my streets clean as I can. And whoever wants to join me is welcome to join me. Like I said, I have 2 notebooks. I'm going to be passing them around right now. We have 2 police officers and another city councilman here, and our county legislator, who is also in the 3rd district as well. If you have any questions, and we have Milton with the BU students. He's a representative for us as well. If you have any questions while we're passing around the paper, please ask the questions now. If you have anything to ask me, I'd be more than happy to help you as well.
One of the things that some may want to ask is, what brought you down tonight?
Well, Councilwoman Cronce and myself, our districts, myself representing the 1st district and herself representing the 3rd, we border each other. So I wanted to come out and support. I consider myself very lucky. Again, as I said earlier, in the ward we have a very, very established neighborhood watch that's been very positive and very successful. But when I heard about the fact that she wanted to bring this toward the west side, this was something that I wanted to support and come down here and help in any way that I could.
And so, and for those who like to point to it, I would take it, or I should ask. So this is not political, and this is an example of something that is not political.
Oh, absolutely. Anything can be made political, but we as citizens, we as residents, we need to peel that off the onion, so to speak. The reality is safe streets, safe neighborhoods. There's no D or R after that concept. We need to move past political party on it. Sure, are there differences in terms of how do we get specifics done when it comes to policy or a city ordinance? Yeah, that might be the case, but we can always meet on middle ground and take care of that. The fundamental issue is the nonsense has got to stop, the crime has got to stop, the blight has got to stop, the drug issues have to stop, because these perpetuate a continuing declining of our neighborhood. We can't have it anymore. And this is a great first step to move in the opposite direction.
I want to thank you for that. I know it's a busy evening and there are many people here that may be able to benefit from your insight. So I want to thank you for your time. And we, of course, always look forward to any opportunity we get to speak with you.
I appreciate it, Michael. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you.
I think the evening went really well. We have had a positive turnout. The group is very excited to fight crime in our neighborhood and take back our streets as our own. We're looking to create block groups with leaders on each group to call and contact. We took down contact information so that way we can let each other know if there's anything suspicious going on in each other's neighborhood, on their street, by their house. We're going to be paying attention more in our neighborhood to our surroundings, and we have police officers from BU and we have police officers from the CRT team who will be working with us.
Okay. So it sounds like it was a very positive event and went very well. And the response from the citizens, the homeowners, and the community of the 3rd District, how did they take it?
They're very excited. We see so much crime on the TV and you hear about it in the news, and it's nice just to have something positive and know that we do have options and that we have a chance to be leaders in our own neighborhood. Oh yes, yes, there will be more events. We will be having more meetings for the Neighborhood Crime Watch, and there will also be a meeting next week on the 11th at Champs, 7 p.m. to discuss after-school programs, helping our youth. We need to invest more in our youth.
Okay. Well, it sounds very interesting, and we're looking forward to hearing more about that. Is there anything else you would like to say to people before any other thought you might want to give?
This is our community, and everyone has the power to have a voice in their community. All we have to do is stand up and be ready to speak.
Well, we want to thank you for the time that you provided to us. We know that it's a very busy schedule, and we thank you for that. And we hope you're going to have a very good day.
Thank you.